Today, we're going to talk about the next capitulation in the crypto market. Boom. That article, and guess what with NFTs? Yes, 007 rears its head on the NFT front. But before we jump into it, welcome everyone to OG Crypto and NFTs. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in NFTs as well as digital assets. Now, before we jump into it, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, boom, boom, boom. We definitely appreciate all the hard work that you're out there watching us and the hard work that we do here trying to get this show and video up for you on YouTube. Now, let's jump right into it. This is today. Genesis CEO requests extra time for resolving lending woes. So if we just rewind back in time to the FTX debacle, a big contributor to the FTT token and FTX and Alameda was Genesis Capital. And Genesis, from that moment, decided, hey, we need to halt the withdrawals from our platform. Now, what do they actually do? They do yield farming, which again, I'm telling you, stop your yield farming. It's not good. So one of the exchanges that used them was Gemini. So Gemini is an exchange. They would take customer funds and then send them over to Genesis. Then Genesis would turn around and give a yield back on that money, depending on the coin. I think Ethereum was like the #1 coin that was sent over there. Well, we're kind of figuring out here that obviously Genesis, who stopped withdrawals, doesn't even have enough money because they've taken that money and they have now went ahead and invested it other places. Well, the argument that's happening between Genesis and Gemini is that the father company, let's call it, of Genesis, which is the DCG or Digital Currency Group, Barry Silbert, well, it looks like somewhere about 3 or 4 months ago, he took out $1.7 billion out of Genesis, put it into a sister company of Genesis, which was the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and he bought into it. So it looks like he then was moving money just kind of like Alameda and FTX. Okay, just kind of the same way. And he's using customer funds to fund his other project that he has over here. Now, he's getting called out heavily by several different CEOs of Gemini about what he did. He's saying he did nothing wrong. They're saying then open up and give us back our money, our customer money. We need to withdraw it off of Genesis. So it's becoming this mess. Now, Genesis CEO is requesting extra time to resolve lending woes. They were given until, I believe, January 8th to figure it out, which would have been plenty of time. That give it several months to figure this out. Well, there's nowhere close. Now, I know Barry Silbert, the smart thing to do is go back to Grayscale, Bitcoin Trust, and pull the money back over, but he doesn't want to do that. His trust is having so many issues right now as well. Just like with quite a lot of these big, again, yield farm, these companies that think that they have come up with a better way of making money off of crypto. And I think the next capitulation is going to be here right there. If Genesis doesn't have the money and isn't going to be brought over, the money that was owed to them by Digital Currency Group, well, I believe it's going to force at least the creditors, including Gemini, are going to force them in court to do something, including sell off some of that Greystone Bitcoin that's sitting there. Sell it off, give back the 900 million. It's a report. There's several different reports. One report's 900 million, one report's 1.6 billion. Give back that money to Gemini so they can give it back to their clients on their exchange. This is why it's not your crypto if it's not your keys. If you're leaving money and crypto on exchanges, then you're basically gambling with it because they're taking your money. It's not regulated. FTX wasn't regulated, and they can do anything they want. Yeah, you can jump in and say it's fraud. You can jump in and say it's money laundering. You can say it's wire fraud. You can say all that. But guess what Sam Bankman-Fried did yesterday after talking about all the bad things he did? Pleaded not guilty. This looks like the same problem, just a different day. It's the same problem, a different day with a different yield farm company. Next, Coinbase just got smacked down, a $50 million fine from a New York regulator, and they have to have a $50 million allocated towards their compliance program. Just a lot going on here. It's, you have all these different agencies that are jumping into the space, trying to regulate it, because you can't get any part of our government to go have an overview of regulation, just like the Japanese or a lot of other countries out there, Brazil. They just keep letting the wild, wild west go. So then you have all these little guys like New York, and next you know you're getting fined in California and then Texas. It's just all over the place. This is why we're asking for regulation. Gary Gensler's a joke. Let's be honest. He is a complete joke. He goes after the small guys, and then he just buddies up, and he does all the bad things with the big guys. He calls everything a security, yet he lets exchange after exchange after exchange sell what he considers securities. No problem there. Let me go after the little guy, because the little guy is not going to fight him. He's getting beat up pretty badly by Ripple at the moment. But what does he do? He keeps going after the little guys, because those are easy targets that are going to fold on him. And then he can beat his chest in front of Congress or in front of and Twitter or wherever in his little dog and pony show. But he is scared to go after anyone with money, because they're going to go after him right back. Next, Bonk price prediction at latest meme coin. Bonk blasts up 2,000% in 5 days. Is this the next Shiba Inu? Guys, I can't say it any more than I said before. Anything on Solana is not what it seems to be. Every time Solana has a problem, they have a solution. They come up with a distraction. I've said it once, I'll say it 100 times. The distractions in 2020 and the influencers that keep pumping this, and I really think they're getting monetary compensation for it. Imagine you're on a test net. You're not even on a main net, Solana. Then you turn around and you keep going down. You were botted down off an NFT collection. Your top 2 NFT collections on your exchange, on your protocol, leave you because they don't want to deal with you anymore. What do? You come up with the Solana phone. Yeah, that was a nothing burger. You come up with the Solana shoes. You come up with, we have retail locations that do nothing if they're even open. But every time they have a problem, they keep coming up with a distraction. This is the next distraction. Solana is in major problems. There's so many VCs involved in this. They have all their tokens sitting there waiting for retail to FOMO in like a bunch of little idiots, and then they turn around and they dump on you. And the latest project that went nuts is Bonk. It was made up meme coin that everyone wants to FOMO and, it's all great. It has a little bit of utility. It has nothing. It's just another FOMO. I always said when I was younger, when news got to me that there was a hot stock going up, it was too late. Everybody who wanted to be in, that was going to make money, had already been in, and now they're just preaching out to the suckers out there in the world. Well, the suckers are on Twitter. They're buying the Bonk coin. This thing is going to go back to the hell it came from. And Solana is going to sit there and come up with something new, especially the next big capitulation. They'll probably come up with, I don't know, just, whatever. They'll come up with some Solana garbage bag kit, or a Solana pet rock, right? That they'll tell everyone it's the greatest thing since sliced cheese. Guys, don't get suckered into this. Whatever comes up will come down. What was that project back 6-8 months ago? It was a TV program on Netflix. Can't remember. Went straight up, came straight back down. Big program on Netflix. It was a Japanese game where contestants would play the game, and It's on Netflix. Guys, if you remember that, that was a complete pump and dump on that coin as well. Guess what Bonk is? It's a BUNK coin. All right. Last but not least, I'm going to bring in our producer, Emi. Hey, Emi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We're talking about James Bond today, huh?
Yeah, we are talking about James Bond. So this is really cool. It's a special collector series of James Bond posters. And this is actually the second series that Vivi has put out. They already did a collection of James Bond 007 in October of last year. So this is really cool because now this is their series 2 and they're going to be doing 7 different posters.
Okay.
6 of them are based off of major movies and it will have art having to do with those movies, right? Like Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun, The Spy Who Loved Me. My personal favorite, Octopussy.
I thought it was Moonraker.
So this is really cool. There is something else that's really kind of interesting is there's a 7th and free airdropped poster who celebrates The Spy Who Loved Me.
Wow.
Interesting, right? So I guess this was the first Bond movie to be shown in communist Eastern Europe. So the poster NFT is in Hungarian to mark the occasion. Very interesting. There's going to be 907 of each, so they are considering them ultra rare, and they go for about $40.
This is going to sell quick.
Yeah.
And they're going to go up for hundreds of dollars, I think, fairly quickly.
Now,
not financial advice, but I absolutely see this happening.
Now, the part of this article that I thought was really, really, really interesting. This. Everything evolves and the 60-year-old franchise is now moving into Web3. And with it, they will bring plenty of new people who have never bothered with NFTs before. If there's one sentence in this entire article that is incredibly important, it's that one.
Right. We preach that every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
We all major brands are starting to get into this, you know, into NFTs. Then we're not even talking about the utility side of it. This is all the collectible side that we're still stuck on, right? Yeah. The utility side is probably 12 months away before it ever really starts to grab hold. And then the next, until I think 2030, we're just going to live and die. We're going to live and work and breathe off of NFTs.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's interesting because a lot of people have a very not so great feeling towards crypto right now.
Yeah.
But the way I see it is they just didn't understand how to play the game properly. And it's like trying to go drive without a license, crashing and saying, oh, driving's just not for me.
Right. I think that the negativity is more on the cryptocurrency coin side. NFTs is very specific. And I think that market actually, even there's an underlying, new market that we've actually talked about. In fact, we talked about it again today. We're seeing, the integration of artificial intelligence. Well, we're going to go over this somewhere in the future. But with that integration, I personally think that a lot of people just didn't get out of NFTs, personally. I think they're there and they're kind of hanging around, but with cryptocurrency, it was like, it's easy to get on exchange. You sell your coins, are gone.
Yeah. What
happens is you have a wallet with NFTs in it. Well, I'll keep my wallet. I like the picture and the way it looks, the collectible itself. It's almost like, a coin is a coin. Today I could buy a wheat penny and it's still, worth just 10, 15 cents of a wheat penny from 100 years ago, right? But if I had a Kobe Bryant rookie card, okay, it's different. This is what these are. These are cards that are be collectibles, whether it be sports or it be, community driven, or it can be nostalgic like this, right?
I know what show you were talking about now.
Squid Games.
Yeah, Squid Games.
That's about Bonk.
It clicked.
It's Squid Games, right? Yeah. That's what you saw. Everyone said, I got to buy a Squid Game coin. And literally, that the creator who created that just because of a very popular show took it up, sat there, and they made the decision to then dump on retail, crash it. Yeah. Guess what happened with Bonk? It's gonna bonk on your head.
Yeah, don't be a bonker, dude. Bonking's weird.
Bonk is bunk.
Bonk is bunk.
Guys, thank you very much for joining us today. You guys have a fantastic day. Like and comment below. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.